Right. So very interesting practicals we have today. So we have some practical on Gen AI, some services technically related to Gen AI. We are going to go and use it. And other than this, lot more other stuffs we are going to see in today's class, right? So technically, guys, till date, if we want to launch or run any code, for example, I have one Python code, one simple Python code with me. Not just Python code, I'm talking about maybe any Node.js code or any other different code if we have with us over here in this case. And if you guys want to run this code and show the output of this code to maybe your clients over there, right? So whatever clients is connecting up, maybe your clients I want to see the output of this particular code, right? In this case, what I want technically here is, right? It's very simple case. So all my clients are technically connecting to your application. Maybe take, let's take an example of Netflix as an application. So if the Netflix clients, everybody are connecting to this particular dashboard, maybe using web UI or web user interface, or maybe mobile application they are connecting. I'm not talking about any of the different type of application or web UI. I'm telling here we have a interface, a browser from where they guys are connecting it over here, right? And for this, technically what clients want is the client will come up and see the entire part of it from here. For example, this is some home button, this is about button, maybe this is index button. These are all the different types of button over here in this case. Guys, just hold on for a second, please. Guys, just be there for a minute. My team is just fixing some network, some problem here. Just give us a minute. Okay, so guys, let's continue back. So technically we have one application, maybe web UI as an application. And in this application, we have different functions over here. For example, we have one page called home page. We have one page called about page. Maybe we have some profile picture option here, maybe some settings option here. So all these options technically are connecting, and everybody is checking the access and using this feature. For example, फेसबुक या लिंक्डइन की बात करते हैं, तो लिंक्डइन की अगर प्रोफाइल पिक्चर है, यहाँ मान लो बैनर इमेज है फॉर एग्जांपल. सो इन दिस केस all this information are getting stored in their databases. And what AWS has done is, or maybe LinkedIn has done it, or Netflix has done it, every feature on their application, they have divided into small services. One function for showing the profile picture. One function maybe about some this about section here. Maybe one section, one different function for handling the settings over here, right? So entire application they have divided into different smaller scale code type. So not, instead of writing a single code file, they have created into multiple small different codes. Why? What benefit they are getting it? This kind of architecture, guys, first, this is called as microservice architecture. So technically dividing all the services into small part are called as microservice architecture, right? So instead of loading the entire program file on the top of RAM, your entire file, if you run this code file, if they run this code file, this entire program will load on the top of RAM here. And on the RAM, they'll technically give the output of it, and the output will be visible onto the user screen from the browser. So technically, even though many of the users will not go and do use settings. No, we don't change and go settings every time over here. Maybe you are using some another feature of LinkedIn, maybe of Instagram, or maybe Netflix. Not every movie, you're not watching every movie here, right? So why to load those particular program on the top of RAM? So it will unnecessary waste your resources. And guys, RAM and CPUs are something which we have to invest it over here. So in RAM and CPU, we have to invest lot of amount over here. Every companies are investing lots of amount here, right? And this is like, just we have to give lots of upfront amount to have this RAM and to run just one simple kind of a code also over there, where multiple clients are connecting it there. So instead of using this monolithic, this is technically called monolithic way, just writing the entire code in one single file. Instead of doing this, what they've started writing it into small different files. And then these are called as, technically called as microservice architecture. And right now, every website or every application you see, maybe Netflix, Amazon, or any other different, everybody has working upon microservice architecture, right? Everybody receives the microservice architecture over here. Now in this case, now in this case, what I want to implement or build some microservice architecture of some of the what small functions over here. Maybe one function, maybe my about function, maybe one function, my maybe home function, one function, maybe my hello function. So there are different functions required here, and every function is performing some different use case in this case, right? So even though not just this thing, guys, they have multiple different programming languages as well, they use it, right? If we talk about maybe this function, they are writing in Python as a programming language. With this function, they are running it maybe in Java as a programming language. With multiple programming languages, maybe this one PHP as a programming language. So, right, so maybe any of the programming language, they can write this code or the logic of this code here, right? It depends upon our use case, what you guys want to build it over there, right? So using multiple programming languages in one single application to run it is technically called as polyglot. Right, so polyglot means using multiple programming languages in multiple programming languages to run one single application over there. So this is called technically a one of the polyglot type of application we have with us over here, right? Now in the AWS cloud, using this very trendy, it's become a lot of trendy, and not just trendy, most of the time, guys, it is very low cost also. technically it will reduce your costs like anything, right? So if you just imagine running the entire code 100 times, and their clients are also not using those code, right? So unnecessary waste of RAM and CPU, right? So instead, what AWS guys have done is, so in AWS guys has also added one of the service in the AWS cloud. This service also helps us to create this small functions. And this function or this service are technically called as Lambda as a service, right? This helps us to entirely run the code, not just this guys, even though this service is a serverless service. What is the meaning of serverless? Technically, we don't have to manage, and when if you know, if you want to write a Python code, so we need a Python runtime and a Python interpreter. It is technically calling as ID we need of the Python to run the code and to write the code also. So in this case, we don't have to manage the entire runtime and ID also. We don't need to install any software. AWS service, Lambda as a service, is a pure serverless service where they provide us multiple runtime or already pre-installed runtime, right? So maybe if your code is running in Node.js, you can select Node. If your code is running in Python, you can select Python or any other different program language. You can select your code over here, right? So technically, I don't have to manage my entire code over here. So entire server, no runtime I have to manage, right? Which is technically runtime here means, guys, we need if we need want to run any programming language, so we need to technically need a runtime of Python, right, for running the code, right? So then, guys, we need maybe some memory, RAM, CPU, right? So all this entire things again will be provided by a service called AWS Lambda, right? So technically what happens, so whenever somebody not just running this function, even though you can add multiple events also here, if something happens, do one thing, just go and if CPU, for example, if CPU utilization of the operating system is greater than 80, right, so go and send the notification to the manager and tell the CPU is running high, something like this, right? So some kind of multiple use cases we use about the same in the industry, and tons of other use cases we have of it, right? So if any event happen, we can trigger Lambda also over here. So right now in this case, right? So I just want to don't invest much time of ours in this about talking about Lambda. Let's go and start doing practical. When and when some topic is required, I'll explain you at that particular time over here. So in this case, in my system, this is running in North Virginia. I'm using North Virginia as a system, or maybe I can go back to Mumbai as well. So let me go to Mumbai here. So I want to go and search for Lambda as a service. You can search it Lambda as a service. So runs the code without thinking about the server. So you can see here they run the entire code without thinking about the server. So you don't have to worry about the server here, right? So you can write multiple programming language, .NET, Java, Node.js, Ruby, Python. You can select it, the pre-created runtime, or even though you can custom runtime also, you can select it here in this case, right? So there are multiple options. We have it to create a Lambda function, but I don't want to use this pre-created function. I want to create my own custom Lambda function over here. So in this case, I am clicking on create function. They're asking me where what is your function type, whether you want to start everything from very scratch with some hello world example, or do you want a Lambda with a specific blueprint? So for example, if you had Node.js or any other program, or do you want for container image, you can select it for any other option. I am going for author from scratch. Here means technically I am starting everything here from the scratch. मतलब हम खुद का कोड यहाँ पे लिखेंगे, जैसे प्री क्रिएटेड सिंपल हेलो वर्ल्ड का कोड यहाँ पे लिखा होगा. We can go and change those particular code, right? Then they ask me about the function name, so I can give any of the name of the function, maybe IIC connect, just a name I'm giving of the function IIC underscore connect. Right, this is a node, this is like a IIC connect is just a name of the function. You can give any function, guys, maybe hello function, hi function, whatever function you have. Maybe let me go and give it IIC connect function only. Now this here comes the runtime, which code you want to write it, whether you want to write a Node.js code, whether you want to write a Python code, whether you want a Java code, which code you want to run it. So I'm selecting here, there are different runtimes available. Python 3.13, 3.12, 3.11, 3.10, multiple runtimes are available here. Out of which we can, the 3.14 is the latest one. I'm then selecting here 3.13, right? Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. There's nothing big it here. On the right side bottom corner, you will find option to create it. Just click on create function. It will start creating the function for you. So it just started creating it. I'm just waiting here to create the function. So that technically taking a little bit time here. Don't know why, but just click on create function. It will start creating the function over here. So now they have started creating the function, and then you can close this. So this is how your Lambda dashboard, guys, technically looks like. And in this case, they have just created one function called hello from Lambda function. Hello function, technically they call it as, wherever maybe instead of hello from Lambda, I want to change something here. So hello students, just it over here, right? And then I can click and deploy it, but I'm not changing anything here. The code is very simple, guys. Technically यहाँ पे इसका मतलब होता है JSON library Python का import हो रहा है ताकि output हमारा JSON के format में आए, right? And whenever somebody run this or click on run this function, what happen here is return, it will return the status code of the body, and this will print hello student. That's it. So we want to deploy it, we can quickly click on deploy option. So it will start deploying it, and after some time it is deployed. You want to test it, we can click on test here. Then it tell you to create a new test event. So I'm telling I'm creating a new test event here. And in this event, you can scroll down, there are some pre-created hello world template already created. So every time this template, they will go as an input and they will retrieve the value over here. So maybe let me give a test name as test one. Just a name of the test. And let me quickly click on save here. So test one saved in my case over here. Okay. So technically they saved it. Let me quickly save it. Already exists. I don't want it. So I'm clicking on test here now. So what happened? You will see output over here in this case. So this function we are running right now. So every time you test it, it is running and it will print hello student every time right now. Why? Because this function is doing the same thing we wanted. Maybe you want to write some different function. Maybe instead of hello, it should say something else, right? So in this case, maybe I'm writing this function is already running here, right? So now in this case, this code is running, and just let me close this terminal output log so that nothing is being saved. So now here, even though let me close this part as well. So my entire function is here. This is the function. Now I want to change something inside the function, right? Maybe if I what I want technically, if somebody comes up to some environmental variables I'm setting up. So environmental variables, let me first explain you this. So right now this function is running, guys. If we want to run it, we are clicking it test over here. But we don't want this function to run manually also. Instead of this, we want is using some different another service of AWS. We want it to automatically run, right? And the very interesting part about AWS Lambda is, guys, AWS Lambda don't charge us. Technically, if we created a function, they don't charge us. They charge us on how many times our function is running. If your function run for one time, they will charge you for one time. If your function run for 100 times, they will charge you for 100 times. Right? Even though your function run for 1000 times, they will charge you 1000 rupees, for example, over here. Right? So this is one very interesting part of Lambda function. right? So this is very simple code, which is already pre-created code. I've just changed nothing here. Instead of this, I want to go and do configure here, right? Instead of here, there are some values which are technically called as environmental variables here. So environmental variables here means I'm passing the value for this program I'm setting up. For example, I'm setting up some code here. It will retrieve this value. Maybe key is my student name, student underscore name. This is the key, and maybe इसका जो value होगा वो होगा maybe LW. So for example, this is the value over here, right? And what I want, I don't want to pass this value inside the code. Instead, I want to pass this variable over here in like a key value pair. So for this option, we have option inside the configuration part, and here we have option called environmental variable. And in the environmental variable, we can click on edit. We can add the environmental variable. Maybe I'm adding the environmental variable called name. So name, and the value here is LW, right? Just environmental variable. Agar nearby case, this environmental variable can be your database URL, maybe your SNS function ARN, maybe your any other use case you have it. So it is just like a environmental variable, some important values we are passing it over here. I click on save. So one environmental variable value has been passed. Now this value I want to go and update in the code. So I want to use this value inside my code, right? So in this case, this is one of the JSON library they're importing. I want to import one more library here called OS. It's just like a VS Code, guys. So you guys can type all the shortcuts of VS Code over here. So in this code, I am removing the entire pre-created code here. Instead, what happens whenever somebody run this function take two things, right? It will definitely return the status here. But apart from return, it will also do one thing. It will take the value of student here. So student value will be coming from the OS environment. Inside the OS, there is an option called environment called student. Autocomplete, why? Because some AI is using here in the VS Code. So automatically this code has been completed. So student नाम से हमने की बनाई है environmental variable में, and automatically यहाँ से ये value यहाँ पे आ गई है, राइट? इसका मतलब ये है सिंपल वर्ड्स में कि अब ये स्टूडेंट की वैल्यू हम नहीं पास कर रहे हैं, स्टूडेंट की वैल्यू एनवायरमेंटल वेरिएबल में स्टोर्ड है. हेलो फ्रॉम लैम्बडा की जगह हेलो फ्रॉम, और यहाँ पे हम स्टूडेंट का नेम पास कर देंगे फॉर एग्जांपल, राइट? तो जेसन के फॉर्म में हम बॉडी को डंप कर देंगे, या जेसन के बगैर विदाउट जेसन पास करते हैं यहाँ पे. आई डोंट वांट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ जेसन, मे बी एफ स्ट्रिंग, and I'm passing the value here. So whatever the value we had it, I'm passing it over here in this case. So maybe from जो कि हमारी की है, जो हमारी की का नाम था student. So whatever values we have inside the student, it will go and print it over here. Double inverted commas. So for f string, basic Python code, right? So it will go and return this entire part from the body with us over here. Okay. Now what I want to run this code. I'm quickly deploying it. So again, changing the function and deploying it over here, right? So in this case, if I test it again and see the output, so they're giving me error message. Why? Because test case जो हमने लिखा था, test case 1, definitely it was written for hello function. For this function, we have to again create a new test cases, right? So definitely this is will fail here, but इसके logs यहाँ पे stored है. इसको हम quickly टेस्ट केस का कोई ऑप्शन है यहाँ पे, 1 minute. One second, where is this option? Okay, update. I don't want to update it from here, but this technically this test case is will not working. Why? I can create a new test case. This has been added here. So create a new test case. Maybe I'm giving a test here, T1 as a test. And in this code, I'm just retrieving the value. So whatever value, whatever output they're giving it, just retrieve me in the directly as it is over here. right? So I scroll down. Let me close this output terminal and let me save this code over here as T1. So I saved this. This is my test code. I want to run it. So I can see T1 student fail. Actually, I think one reason might be because it's fine. The code looks fine here. I don't think there's a big mistake in the code. Just give me 1 minute. Line number 5, they're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so environment. Just 1 second. Okay, this is a little bit big. The mistake in the code in from my side. Actually, this AI completed this code, so I don't want to go and use AI for the same. Instead, let me check the task. What is second? AWS list Lambda function. So this is giving me some error. Maybe student, this is only the environmental variable I passed it, but test case is a challenge. I think test case is giving the error. So technically why guys, what is happening here is हमने जो test case बनाया है वो JSON format में return ही नहीं कर रहा है. It is returning as it is. So let me update the test case, remove everything from here and just print the output for me. Saved it. So already there, maybe T2 as a test case. Save it. So scroll down. Where is the T2 case is not been added? Is not saving it. Just give me 1 second. A JSON code is required. Maybe empty value in the form of JSON. Also, we can pass it, guys. If you want to pass it in the form of JSON, we can pass it in the form of JSON also here. Nothing big deal. It will just retrieve the value of it and go and run it for us, right? So right now, this function technically, this is a problem of test case. Maybe I did not deploy it. So we deploy it again. Quickly deploy it again. So every changes, whenever you made any changes, we have to deploy this part again over here. So let me deploy it and then run it again here. So it is not getting deployed. Let me tell deploy. 1 second, why it is giving this error? Student and print whatever print we want to print it inside the body. I think this double inverted comma should not give a challenge, but it should run it here, right? So T2 नाम का case create नहीं हो रहा है, maybe create new test cases. Actually JSON format में दे रहा है, हमको JSON चाहिए ही नहीं. I don't need JSON. I want the entire output. So maybe another template I can give it. This is asking for a JSON. Otherwise, one more thing, guys, we can do it. Technically, we don't run this testing purpose. It is fine, but we don't use it technically in this way. Instead of this, what we do, guys, we use one more service of AWS, which is technically called as API Gateway. So this service helps us to provide and create a URL of the service, right? So URL is just like, for example, you want to create slash home. If somebody comes on slash home, what you want to do it. But if somebody come on slash index over there, what to do it, what page to show it. So it's like different URL we can go and create it using this service over here, right? But before this, right, I just want to do one more thing here. It should technically show me in the form of JSON, but it's not giving me. Let me cross check one last time, T3 as I went. And in the JSON, I'm just formatting it as an empty value. And I'm just saving and running it over here. So save and run it. T3 was saved. Where is T3? Let me run the T3 code. So error request ID, this is the error, trace error lambda had. Okay, so runtime error. So actually the logs are stored in the this particular location they're talking about. But I think one more thing, guys, is in the configuration part is actually name we have used. So I thought student I saved it, but ये यहाँ पे name नाम से हमारा variable है, तो that is one of the mistake I'm doing it. So I think student name, but instead of this, it is not student name, it is just a name. Sorry, so student or name नाम से we have created a variable. So instead of this, I'm setting the name here. So now what happened if I run this and deploy this code again, quickly deploy it. So updating the function. And now if I test it, it will work fine. T3 as a test. You'll see we'll receive in the output the name error. Maybe name test name T3. Name is not defined. They're technically talking about. So name नाम से ही बनाया था हमने variable name configure name name. Keys name I think it should not give the error. Value is LW. So instead of this, they should pick the value of this. Otherwise, there might be the error of permission. So there are all the information about this. You can see it from here. Configuration, permission, trigger, general configuration, destination, all the values, we can see it from here. Out of which they are not retrieving the value of environmental variable. Let me cross check one last time. Name is the same value which we have stored it inside the database. So it should is not the big deal, but why it is talking about here. Name is not defined. Name is not defined. What is telling? एनवायरमेंट वैल्यू से नेम निकलवाना है, स्टूडेंट को रिटर्न करना है यहाँ पे 200 for success and hello from whatever the student name here is. So one second, it's look fine for me, but I think this single inverted commas is actually causing the challenge here. Let me try one more time. Let's one more time quickly double inverted commas. Everything is fine, guys. Nothing big deal here. So this is looks correct now. Let me deploy it and test it. Otherwise, this is the error of the technically this should give me the error where file w function line number 7 they're talking about. So body f string hello from and the student name. That's it. This is how we pass the code. Or maybe JSON format they are expecting that is the case they are going in. Otherwise, I can pass it in the JSON format or not form this any of the format. This is one very important thing. But same thing, guys, you can run and create this function here. Nothing big deal. This is the error of the environmental variable. Nothing big deal over here. Now, but the same code, if we want to do it with the help of Boto 3, for example. So can we do the entire code with the help of Boto 3? Answer is yes. How to do it? Let me quickly show you. Yeah. So better way is to do it with this part. So let me load the code where we are guys were writing it over here. And in this, let me open my Jupyter notebook. So I've just opened my Jupyter notebook here. Just waiting here till the time they open the Jupyter notebook. So this is open. Now let me go and create a new notebook. Maybe day 9 as a notebook here. So day 9 code, just a code name. Let me zoom it here a little bit. Now in this code, I want to import a library. I want to import one of the library called Boto 3 as a library. So Boto 3, I'm importing it here. Okay. And this library, maybe I want to launch something in the maybe I am permission I want to create it. So for this, I want to display all the buckets inside the S3 we had it. So in this case, I'm importing this library and first I'm connecting S3. For example, inside S3, I will tell Boto 3, I want client to connect S3. So S3 in this case over here, I want to close it. Guys, just hold on for a second. So let's continue, guys. So we are creating a S3 bucket. Either just we want to quickly save our time. Either we can create it with Boto 3 also. Just to quickly save my time, what I want, guys, technically here is before this practical of S3, I want to show you one more practical. The practical is very interesting here. So what I want my Lambda function. I want to run it with the help of API gateway as a service. So this is one of the service of AWS which helps us to create a URL over here in this case, right? So again, Lambda will run the code. So whenever somebody try to come on this URL and run this URL, automatically this function will run it for us. So what I want, I'm creating just one function, simple function here, nothing big deal. I'm just creating one function in my Lambda. So maybe new function, let me create a new function. This function already some values attached. So I see one function, maybe one function called here called any name we can give it, maybe uh, student function or maybe student function. Let me use student function, just a name here, right? Student function. This function again is a Python code, Python runtime. So multiple function, 3.13 version. To scroll down and click on create. They created the entire code, and in this code only we can create our code. So what I want in this code, I want to pass some JSON value. So right, I'm creating one list here called student list as a not a list, technically key value pair dictionary. I'm creating it here. Maybe one student name whose name is maybe Jack, right? So maybe whose one student name whose course is maybe AWS course, right? Or maybe this course is some another. Maybe you can tell Earth as a course over here, right? Maybe one more course or maybe batch here. Maybe we can tell Earth 7.0. So 7.0, right? So this is what it belongs. Maybe these are all the details over here. Maybe status मान लेते हैं इसकी state service का. If this purchase whatever course he has been added, so in this service I'm adding just like a number, so it is active, right? Status again active, it's not comma, as a comma is not added, so it is giving it away. So just a dictionary with key value pairs I'm adding it, and this dictionary I'm just updating it over here in the student list. So in the student list, what I want, whenever somebody come up, instead of imprinting something, this list or this dictionary should run. And once this dictionary runs quickly, they don't give the output of hello from Lambda everything over here. Instead, they dump students variable. What's not status code? Student stud. So spelling was wrong. Student as a code. So I'm just typing here student. Student. So as it is, it will go and print it over here for us, right? So in this case, I'm just quickly deploying it. And let me quickly click on test. I'm creating a new test event, maybe one as a test. Scroll it down. Maybe this hello function value is in the key value pair. So I click on save. So let me test it. They should give me the output. So see, I'm getting the name, Jack, course, Earth, batch 7.0, status is active. Same thing, my Lambda function is giving the output. Instead of this, I want to create a API, a URL of it. For this, I technically need to go to maybe Lambda function. And inside the Lambda function, not Lambda function, maybe API gateway. API gateway is one more another type of service in the AWS cloud. So which helps us technically to create a URL. So in the API gateway, I'm telling I want to create a API over here, right? So API gateway clicked, I want to create a API. What kind of API do you want to create? Do you want to create HTTP API? Do you want to create WebSocket API? Do you want to create a REST API? So I'm saying I want to create a HTTP API over here. What is the name of the API? Maybe I'm saying here API 1, just a name I'm giving it and nothing big deal, just a name of the API. And inside this, there is one option called integration. So you want to integrate this service with Lambda I said yes. What is your Lambda function? So maybe my Lambda function is student function here, right? This is what they're technically talking all about over here. Now click on next. They're asking me what is the URL where you want to configure. What is technically the route? So they're asking me to create a route. Route means, guys, technically there are different methods. If somebody comes from your browser, the browser by default do is get method. So you have multiple get, put, post, different method in the API part. तो guys, if you know it, it's so fine. If you don't know it, बस just simply understand कि अगर ब्राउजर से कोई भी डेटा को फेच करना है ब्राउजर के थ्रू तो गेट मेथड का यूज करते हैं. अब कोई भी पर्सन यू उस यूआरएल पे मे बी स्लैश स्टूडेंट पे आएगा, स्टूडेंट्स पे आएगा, स्टूडेंट पे आएगा मान लेते हैं, तो ये पर्सन ऑटोमेटिकली ये लैम्बडा का कोड रन हो जाएगा. Right? So in this URL, if somebody try to come up on the student URL, so this function, student function will run. I click on next. Then again asking me for default stage. Instead of this, I'm giving a stage name called prod. Right? Just a name here, nothing big deal. You can give any different name. So auto deploy, I'm doing it off. I want it to be manually deployed. I click on next. They give me entire code here. I click on create. Now, after this, in this case, you find this URL, and in this URL, if you click it, you will see nothing, not found. Why? Because you have created a route here called slash student. And if you want to access this URL, you have to come up on slash student over here. So click enter and see, technically it's not telling not found. Why not found? Maybe some of the might not be deployed. So I need to deploy it to the production environment. So I'm saying I'm deploying it, deployed. Or maybe this API gateway does not have a permission, or Lambda does not have a permission to run the code of API gateway. So if I check it now, I'll see it here quickly. Refresh, 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 not found. Why? Maybe some permission issue. Right? One of the issue is in my Lambda function, we have to apply some permission here. So in this code, I go to configuration, permission part, and here I see one role here, right? So technically, after some time, you will see as soon as this has been done, one API gateway also come up over here. See, API gateway come up. Now in this API gateway, automatically if somebody comes on this API gateway, this is actually the endpoint. So authorization is none. Right, that is why this is not being accessed, and see student now it is working. So because technically there was no authorization there already, so that's, even though I didn't have done nothing, but after some time we see here, it takes some time, you will see entire information about jack status, we can access it. And now this is a Python code, you know something else in Python, all the code, anybody in the world, if you access this, scan this QR code right now live in the class, you will see, you will be able to access the entire code over here, right? So this is one very interesting part about the technically called as API gateway and Lambda. Some more other practicals we have it, some Gen AI part also we are going to see it today. But before this, any questions anybody has it regarding this, you guys can ask in the live chat over here. screen. Thank you so much, Tanishka, for your valuable word. OS name. Okay, one more thing, guys. One very, very interesting part. So, what my team has done is my team has just arranged one quick competition for you. So, competition is arranged on our own customized platform, which is technically called as Hash 13. Again, it's a elite community where we have tons of hundred of all the technical courses available and lot more stuff. This is only one of the platform where you can find all the IT domain related stuff available over there. So if I go and show you quickly, this is one of the course. You guys already have the access of it. So those who are here, you have the access of this particular course. And if you want, just you technically want to go to this URL, which is lms.hash13.com, and you have to enter your same mail address and WhatsApp number or mail ID or maybe WhatsApp number, whatever you have entered. You will get a OTP from our side. Those who have registered with us already can go and enter their details here. For example, any of the detail you want to enter it, right? So after entering these details, you guys will get the access of this same course. You will find a course called as project based training Python with AWS cloud, and inside this course, if you go and scroll it down, you will find one section here, Python with AWS quiz. So we have created one quick quiz for 20 minutes for everyone so that you guys can go and do it. So all the topics which we have come up, it consists of all from day one till the previous day, whatever topics we have seen it. It is a quick quiz of next 20 minutes. So if you guys can go on this portal and can get this quiz. So for those who for top few winners, my team will send them some goodies, some exciting offers of it. We have it, right? So quickly, you guys can go and apply for this quiz over here. अंकुश अभी तो बहुत सारी चीजें स्टार्ट हुई है आयुष. अभी तो हमने लैम्बडा ही देखा है. अभी लैम्बडा में ट्रिगर नहीं देखा है. एपीआई गेटवे में हमने यूआरएल्स को मैनिपुलेशन मतलब क्यूरी पास करना नहीं देखा है. फिर हम और भी अदर सर्विसेज, क्लाउड वॉच एक सर्विस देखने वाले हैं, जनरेटिव एआई की एक सर्विस बेडरॉक जो काफी डिमांड चलती है एडब्ल्यूएस में उसकी. वी आर गोइंग टू सी दैट पर्टिकुलर सर्विस आल्सो टुडे. सो thank you everyone for your words, guys. But before this, I request everyone to quickly go and complete the assignment over here. So I'm here 20 minutes, a kind of assignment break for a competition. And after this break, we proceed with the next part over here. So it's a assignment plus competition. My team is offering for 20 minutes assignment and maybe for 20 minutes, maybe competition. After this, we will go and do it over there. Right? So just quickly go and guys do it. I hope everybody is doing it. It's a 100 MCQs question. Nothing big deal. These questions are somewhat kind of questions which are technically asked in AWS CSA examination and almost most of the global examination this is being asked. So just like a quiz of 20 minutes, like you guys can go and apply it over there. And by the time any questions, if you have, you guys can quickly add it into the uh, chat box as well. This quiz is available for next 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we will not be able to give it. So please go and quickly fill the apply it over there. You already have the access of the same. The URL is very simple. It is the URL of this platform, which is lms.hash13.com, is available over here. And those who are facing challenge in accessing it, so don't worry, you guys can fill this form over here. my team will give you the access of the same. So just like a quick form, if you face challenge in accessing the portal. So this is the form. You guys can quickly go and scan it over here. Even though this form link, my team will also add it inside the live chat here. तनिषा, आपको इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाना है अपने सेम नंबर पे आपने जो मेल आईडी या नंबर एंटर किया होगा, मेल आईडी या व्हाट्स नो कांटेक्ट नंबर, उसी कांटेक्ट नंबर पे आपको को लॉग इन करना है. एंड आफ्टर लॉगिंग इट यू विल सी वन ऑप्शन कॉल्ड समथिंग लाइक दिस. लेट मी शो यू. No, it's here. Sorry. So you'll see on this option, my courses or something like this, you will see the option, my courses. Inside this my courses, you can find one course in your side, which is project based training, which is Python with AWS Cloud. इसके ऊपर click करना है and you can quickly see this kind of screen. And in this screen, you will see the entire quiz over here. So from day 1 to day 7, day 8, whatever we have seen it, we have covered all this quiz. And this assignment is available for next 20 minutes. Your time starts now, guys. I don't waste your time much here. This will stop this competition in next 20 minutes. In my time, in my watch, in my system, it's around uh, 15:18 right now. So exactly after 20 minutes, we are starting with some more practicals inside the AWS topic. It's not completed. The query form, the link team has shared in the link. So you guys have any questions, so you guys can fill the query form as well. Okay. That do it quickly, guys. I'm here in the chat box. Any questions also? Live chat, I'm checking it. अभिषेक कुमार, अभी तो स्टार्ट हुआ है, अभी हमने कुछ किया ही नहीं है. अभी तो बहुत सारे प्रैक्टिकल बचे हैं इसके अंदर, अभी जो स्टार्ट किया है हमने. कंपटीशन माय टीम वांट टू गिव यू सम फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर अटेंडिंग रेगुलरली लाइव बेसिस. For this my team has some goodies, some cash prize, some uh, extra things we guys want to give it to you. So that's what you guys can do. It's absolutely free. We don't have to go and just go have to go and log in and become it over there. The portal is very clear, lms.hash13.com. This is the URL. Go and quickly log in over there. I repeat the URL. My team will share the URL also to you guys in the live chat if you face any question in joining it over there. So quickly fill the query form as well. It's already there in your live chat from our channel. And this is the competition. It is live now. It will stop it next. Uh, it will stop in quickly next 20 minutes. डे 9 कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ है मधु, अभी तो स्टार्ट हुआ है. सुफियान, अभी तो स्टार्ट हुआ है लर्निंग, अभी और भी चीजें सीखेंगे. रन टाइम एंड एपीआई, नो वरी शशांक, वापस रिपीट कर दूंगा. अभी नेक्स्ट प्रैक्टिकल में रन टाइम और एपीआई हम वापस देख लेंगे. Guys, this competition is live, 20 minutes. All the best, everyone. I hope you guys are doing it. Don't use any other like Gemini or any other question things, because we'll come to know it's our own customized platform over here. गाइस कम ऑन, सब लोग फटाफट इसको फिल क्विकली as कंप्लीट करो इस कंपटीशन को. वी हैव सम वेरी एक्साइटिंग गुडीज फ्रॉम आवर साइड. सम शशांक, हम वापस देखेंगे रन टाइम और एपीआई. एक बार हम पहले इस कंपटीशन को कंप्लीट कर ले. योगेश, अगर एक्सेस नहीं मिल पा रहा है, क्यूरी फॉर्म डाला है लाइव चैट में, क्विकली फिल कर दो इसको. टीम विल गिव यू एक्सेस क्विकली, नो वरीज. निशांत, यस डेफिनेटली निशांत, कंपलसरी है सर्टिफिकेट प्रोसेस के लिए. इट विल हेल्प यू एंड ऑलमोस्ट ऑलवेज लाइक अ काइंड ऑफ अ कंपटीशन है, ट्राई कर सकते हो क्विज देने का, एंड अगेन सम दिस काइंड ऑफ क्विज विल हेल्प यू इन द ग्लोबल एग्जामिनेशन ऑल्सो। तो जब आप AWS CSA डेवलपर या कोई और अदर डिफरेंट कोर्सेज के लिए जाओगे, तो एट दैट टाइम दिस विल हेल्प यू टेक्निकली कैसे क्विज होती है ग्लोबल एग्जामिनेशन। शशांक शेखर पांडे, sir, please explain runtime and API. Shashank, just please wait for some time. We will definitely see it over there. Please wait for some time, please. एक बार पहले कंपटीशन पे फोकस करो शशांक, आपके पास चांस है अभी टू विन, वेरी एक्साइटिंग, यू डोंट नो व्हाट यू गाइस आर गोइंग टू विन इट हियर। सॉल्व करोगे यू विल फाइंड द क्विज इन द बॉटम, otherwise let me make it on the top, just give me 1 second. So 1 second please. Okay, so I found it, the challenge you are facing, no worries. ओके शशांक, एक बार आप रिफ्रेश करना, आप टॉप पे पहला कोर्स ऑप्शन आपको दिखेगा, समथिंग लाइक कंपटीशन, एंड यू कैन क्लिक ऑन दिस, यू विल फाइंड वन असाइनमेंट हियर. So this assignment is your first competition. You just refresh it, it will be available on the top over here. Guys, come on, last almost 6 minutes हो चुके हैं. You guys only have last 14 minutes left. No worries, अगर आपको नहीं दिख रहा है तो just फॉर्म को फिल कर दो. My team is giving the access right away. चिराग, आपको चेक करना है पाइथन प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड ट्रेनिंग में, पाइथन विद AWS क्लाउड में. शशांक, ये कंपटीशन पे क्लिक करना है, देन यू क्लिक ऑन द पाइथन विद AWS क्लाउड क्विज, एंड देन यू विल फाइंड इट ओवर हियर. लास्ट 14 minutes गाइस, कम ऑन क्विकली डू इट. कौन सा फॉर्म? एक फॉर्म भेजा है देखो IIC कनेक्ट चैनल में, दो लिंक भेजी है आपको लाइव चैट में, अगर आप ऊपर स्क्रॉल करोगे तो वन इज क्यूरी फॉर्म एंड वन इज पोर्टल लिंक. तो आप क्यूरी फॉर्म पे आप अप्लाई वहां पे फॉर्म फिल कर सकते हो. तनिषा, दिख रहा है कोई टॉप पे? देखो एक बार रिफ्रेश करना, मैंने उसको टॉप पे कर दिया है. कंपटीशन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कंपटीशन, 3 sections: competition, maybe session, and maybe basic videos. भावेश, नहीं, सारे क्वेश्चंस रिपीटेड नहीं है, आप चेक करो क्विकली, आई हैव चेक्ड इट. वन और टू क्वेश्चंस माइट बी रिपीटेड. भवनीत सिंह, वन और टू क्वेश्चन माइट बी रिपीटेड, बट एक बार क्वेश्चन को प्रॉपर रीड करना, 100% सेम नहीं होगा. आपको लग रहा है रिपीटेड है, बट इट विल नॉट बी रिपीटेड ओवर देयर. साइलीजीत कौर, आप एक बार क्विकली फॉर्म फिल कर दे, क्वेरी फॉर्म विच इज एडेड इन द लाइव चैट. आप लाइव चैट में ऊपर स्क्रॉल करोगे तो आपको क्वेरी फॉर्म यहाँ पे विजिबल मिलेगा. So guys, last not 20 minutes left, last in and around 11 minutes left. Quickly go and do it here. प्रदीप, क्वेश्चंस रिपीटेड नहीं है, थोड़ा सा ट्रिक है क्वेश्चन में, एक बार आप चेक करिए उसको. Tanisha, yeah, intentionally, Rao Sahab, yes, it is already added over there. No worries. So, आपने complete कर लिया? How many of you have completed, guys? Last 2 minutes left. Quickly do it. Aman has done. Sarthak has done. Others? Uh, it's already added in the chat above. Quickly go and check the chat which is shared from IIC Connect channel. Okay, no worries, guys. Those who are not able to complete it, you guys have a time till 7 p.m. today. You guys can go and complete it. Now let's move to the next part. So technically what I want in this case, in this practical, तो अब हम चाहते हैं कि हमने एक function बनाया. In this function, something is getting triggered. So if you see this code, this is technically in this URL, we are passing the APIs over here, slash student, right? So slash prod slash student environment name, we are just giving it over here. From this URL, we are able to access the entire part of the code. But instead of this, what I want, guys, I don't want this parameters to be changed. Okay, there is no option we can change this. Instead of Jack, I want to maybe call Rahul, or maybe Jack, or maybe Pop or Harry. Other user I want to call it up, right? So technically these are called as a these are technically called as the parameters we want to pass it. So technically in the world of web development, these are called as query parameters. तो जो भी URL में आप सर्च करना चाहते हो, उस URL में slash and then we pass the question mark, right? For example, what I want, the user should upload something like his marks and his name in the inside the URL. For example, अगर आप Google पे जाओ, आप सर्च करो यहाँ पे google.com, maybe for example google.com. So the google.com, I'm searching something here. Maybe I'm searching for my name, right? Just my name over here. So this is my name given on in this case. So right, so there's query. इसका URL अगर आप देखोगे तो in this case, in this URL, टेक्निकली यहाँ पे कुछ पैरामीटर्स ऐसे पास हुए हैं जो हेल्प करेंगे हमें इस क्यूरी को सर्च करने में. जो भी आपने सर्च बॉक्स में डाला है, ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे क्यूरी हो रही है. कौन से एपीआई पे क्यूरी है? सर्च एपीआई पे क्यूरी हो रही है. अब अगर इसमें एपीआई में आपको क्यूरीज पास करने हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल, instead of this I want to search for maybe Linux world, Linux plus world. So what will happen? Same URL, I'm copying it from here till here, opening it into a new tab, and instead of my name I'm just searching here Linux world, Linux plus world, enter. See, automatically in this search box Linux world, as it is what we have written, has come up over here, right? So this is one very interesting part which is coming up, is because purely because of the query parameters we are passing it over here, because of the query parameters in this case, right? So query parameters help करती है हमें यहाँ पे सर्च करने में. I want to create a API with the help of query parameters over here. मतलब हम जो भी क्यूरी करेंगे, हम चाहते हैं यहाँ पे यूजर का मार्क्स भी हम दे और नेम भी हम दे, और ये हमें एवरेज कैलकुलेट करके दे. फॉर एग्जांपल मे परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट करके दे दे, इसको परसेंटेज पे एपीआई. सो दिस इज समथिंग वी वांट टू क्रिएट इट. फॉर दिस केस, what I want, I'm creating the Python code over here. I'm creating a new Lambda function. So I'm going to my Lambda. Here, maybe I'm creating a function called result. Just a name of the function, result, right? So result function, I'm creating it over here in this case. Now somebody was asking me again and again, what is the use of the runtime? तो रन टाइम का मतलब ये होता है कि आप कौन से प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में यहाँ पे कोड लिख रहे हो. Whether you are writing in a Node.js, whether you are writing in Ruby, whether you are writing in Java or any other different programming language. So I'm telling here I'm writing in Python here. Inside Python also we have tons of different other versions. We have 3.10, 3.11, 3.12, 3.13 version over here with us. So I'm saying I want 3.13 version of the Python code. So 3.13 का version का Python code a version I am selecting, which is technically the runtime of Python. I am selecting it over here, right? And I'm creating this function from scratch. And if I scroll down here, you will see on the right bottom corner there is an option called as create function. So I'm creating on create function, and now I'm creating a function, something, a URL with some parameters over here, right? So with the parameters I'm creating some URL, maybe result नाम से हम create कर देंगे parameters इस particular case में, right? So just quickly I'm entering the code here, a very fresh code. nothing big deal, this Lambda handler code, and in this code we will write the entire code over here. So I'm writing one new code of my Lambda in this case here. I'm writing, maybe I'm going to create a parameters, so I'm selecting the parameters here. So everything happens, whatever event happen, we want to get the method. So there are multiple methods inside the this. We're telling we want to get this particular method. So if this happens, something like this event happen, अगर ऐसा कुछ event होता है तो इस case में we guys can go and add the or parameter here. So if something happens, I want to get the or, some wherever it is empty, right? So query string parameters, I am passing it from here in our case. So query string parameters help technically to receive the query whatever user is passing it from their side, right? जो भी यूजर पास कर रहा है उस पैरामीटर से हम क्यूरी को रिट्रीव कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर यूआरएल में कोई पर्सन अगर स्लैश क्यू सर्च कर रहा है, या फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक द वे गूगल वर्क स्लैश क्यू, गूगल ने यहाँ पे क्यू वेरिएबल के अंदर वो वैल्यू स्टोर कर रखी है, तो यहाँ पे हम क्यूरी कर रही है लिनक्स वर्ल्ड के नाम पे. अगर हम इसको चेंज कर दे तो यहाँ पे वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई एम सर्चिंग फॉर विमल सर हियर. Press enter and see this is his profile and his LinkedIn and all the parts has come up over here, right? So definitely, yeah, whatever things you are querying, ऐसा हम चाहते हैं हम भी ऐसा API create करें जो query कर पाए, जो parameters को pass कर पाए हमारे केस में, right? So in this case, I am using a function called as query string parameters, right? अब हम इसको, अगर ये empty है तो इस केस में हमने पैरामीटर्स नाम से ये बना दिया है, मे बी नॉट PAR, इसको चेंज कर ले, पैरामीटर्स दे देते हैं ना, राइट? बेटर नेम, राइट? एंड देन technically this is so smart, there's some AI enabled here guys, it will go and auto complete the name. So it will tell me what you want to get. So inside this, maybe we are telling we want to get the students, just a name of the student I'm giving it here, राइट? अब मे बी इनसाइड दिस जो भी यूजर ने एंटर किया है स्टूडेंट का नेम और स्टूडेंट का मार्क्स, अब ये वैल्यूज को हमें रिट्रीव करना है, मतलब हमें मार्क्स को कैलकुलेट करना है. तो एक मार्क्स नाम का वेरिएबल बना लेते हैं और इंटीजर नाम से वैल्यू बना देते हैं. तो दो थिंग्स हम ले रहे हैं, एक तो इवेंट और एक तो नेम और मार्क्स. तो मार्क्स में हम इंटीजर, देखो ऑटोमेटिकली इट इज गेटिंग कंप्लीट. सो ऑटोमेटिकली इट फाइंड आउट कि अगर कोई यूजर एंटर करता है तो मार्क्स नाम के वेरिएबल में स्टोर करना है, राइट? और इसको हम स्टोर करने के बाद ये वैल्यूज इंटीजर है, इट इज नॉट स्ट्रिंग, इट इज नॉट बूलियन, इट इज नॉट फ्लोट, राइट? इट इज इंटीजर. तो ये इंटीजर में अपने मार्क्स को एंटर करेगा. ये एंटर बाय डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू इज 0. इसका मतलब ये होता है जो भी वैल्यूज यहाँ आएंगी इसको मार्क्स नाम के वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर देना, और इसकी वैल्यू बाय डिफॉल्ट 0 है हमारे केस में, राइट? नाउ व्हाट आई वांट टू कैलकुलेट द परसेंटेज. तो हम परसेंटेज नाम से एक वेरिएबल बनाते हैं यहाँ पे परसेंटेज, और हमें परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट करना है किस चीज पे, जो भी यूजर ने मार्क्स लाया है उस मार्क्स पे मे बी डिवाइडेड बाय हमारा टोटल मार्क्स. मान लो 100 या 500, 5 सब्जेक्ट्स में मार्क्स थे, तो 500 may be multiplied by 100, and after this it will return us something. What it will return? तो whatever your total percentage का formula guys, nothing big deal. Percentage का formula जो marks obtained upon total marks multiplied by 100. Same formula I have written it in the Python code here. Marks divided by marks, मतलब to marks obtained, where 5 total marks is चेंज नहीं होंगे, इट विल बी ऑलवेज सेम फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट. में 500 टोटल मार्क्स थे और मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100, इसको पूरा हमने मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया 100 से. एंड आफ्टर दिस इट विल रिटर्न अस द एग्जैक्ट बॉडी. जेसन में हमें हेलो नहीं रिटर्न करेगा, इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस दे विल रिटर्न अस सम डिक्शनरी, राइट? इंस्टेड बॉडी दे विल टेल स्टूडेंट. inside the student I'm just creating this function here, double inverted commas. So student, ऑटोमेटिकली इट गॉट कंप्लीटेड. स्टूडेंट हमें मेंशन करना है, स्टूडेंट का जो है वैल्यू वो दिस ऑटो कंप्लीट इज नॉट वर्किंग हियर. आई डोंट वांट ऑटो कंप्लीट हियर, सम एआई दे आर यूजिंग इट टेक्निकली. तो स्टूडेंट नाम से वेरिएबल बना है, स्टूडेंट का जो वैल्यू है वो नेम नाम के वेरिएबल में स्टोर्ड है, राइट? ये ऊपर हमने नेम नाम के वेरिएबल में स्टोर किया है, देखो ये वैल्यू स्टूडेंट का वैल्यू नेम नाम के वेरिएबल में, एज इट इज उसको पास कर रहे हैं, स्टूडेंट का वैल्यू नेम नाम के वेरिएबल में है, राइट। मे मार्क्स वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिकली मार्क्स नाम के वेरिएबल में है। सो इट्स सो स्मार्ट, सम एआई दे आर यूजिंग इट बिहाइंड द सीन, ऑटोमेटिकली ये हमें रिकमेंड कर दे रहा है यहाँ पे, राइट। टोटल मार्क्स भी आप चाहो तो रिटर्न कर सकते हो, आप चाहो तो यहाँ पे परसेंटेज भी रिटर्न कर सकते हो, आप चाहो तो यहाँ पे tons of other thing we can return. So percentage, so technically total marks I don't want it. 1 minute. So by chance using this extra space, so हमें percentage यहाँ पे दिखाना है, तो percentage will come in double inverted commas of the marks. इसको हम percentage of student को हम run करेंगे, instead of this is not percentage of the student, instead I wanted to round the value. किसका वैल्यू? हमारा वेरिएबल है परसेंटेज टू राउंड ऑफ टू 2। इसका मतलब बहुत सिंपल है, जो भी वैल्यू आएंगी परसेंटेज की, डोंट गिव इट लाइक 99.9999999 समथिंग लाइक दिस, इंस्टेड गिव इट 99.99, राउंड ऑफ कर रहे हैं हम 2 पे, for example, right? So percentage we have round out of 2, and then if you scroll down, nothing big deal, everything is written. So हमने यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट का नेम लिया था, स्टूडेंट के मार्क्स लिए थे, और हम परसेंटेज में राउंड ऑफ करके उसकी वैल्यू को आउटपुट में शो करेंगे हमारे केस में, right? So this is always done, almost this part is done here. This code we have written it completely. Now I need to deploy this code. So I click on deploy, they will start deploying this particular code. राइट, इसका आउटपुट हमें एक बार क्विकली टेस्ट कर लेते हैं। तो एक टेस्ट इवेंट क्रिएट कर लेते हैं एम्प्टी, अगर जेसन फॉर्मेट में है तो ये जेसन हमें एम्प्टी की वैल्यू पेयर रिटर्न करेगा। तो सेव इट क्विकली, स्क्रॉल इट अप एंड सेव इट। टेस्ट का नाम में भी T1 दे देते हैं, कुछ भी नाम दे सकते हो आप। ये टेस्ट यहाँ पे क्रिएट हो गया है, ये टेस्ट यहाँ पे रन नहीं होगा, अदरवाइज एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं क्विकली, ये रन होता है। पैरामीटर्स इज नॉट डिफाइंड, तो पैरामीटर्स PAR था, हमने क्या लिखा था, PARAMS, समवेयर कहाँ गया हमारा पैरामीटर्स? So yeah, sorry, this one, it is PARMS. Deploy it again after changing the code and just test it one more time. सी ऑटोमेटिकली स्टूडेंट का सक्सेस आ रहा है। अब ये 0 0 वैल्यू आ रही है क्योंकि हमने कोई पैरामीटर पास ही नहीं किया यूआरएल में। अगर हम कोई पैरामीटर पास करते देन एंड देन ओनली दिस वैल्यू विल कम अप। अब इस पैरामीटर्स को कैसे यूज कर पाएंगे? इसको यूज करने के लिए हमें इसको एपीआई गेटवे के लिए मेथड एपीआई गेटवे के थ्रू पास करना होगा। सो इन दिस एपीआई गेटवे आई एम क्रिएटिंग वन मोर न्यू एपीआई गेटवे ओवर हियर। तो एपीआईज वन एपीआई वन क्रिएटेड है, मैं एक और एपीआई बना देते हैं HTTP एपीआई। आई वांट टू बिल्ड इट and I'm giving the name of the API maybe result, right? Integration में same thing, I'm adding integration here with Lambda, and now I'm telling this is the Lambda function called result function, and if somebody comes up on this they are going to go and do it. तो इसमें route add करना पड़ेगा हमें। route में I click on method, I said get method, so instead of using this and I'm checking the method R is result method inside it, and integration type is a result function. I click on next. So auto deploy हमें ऑफ करना है, हम इसको prod function दे देते हैं। ऑटो डिप्लॉय ऑफ कर देंगे, इट्स नॉट अ गुड प्रैक्टिस कि ऑटोमेटिकली डिप्लॉय हो जाए। स्क्रॉल इट डाउन एंड क्रिएट इट, दैट्स इट, राइट। सो इट इज गोइंग एंड इट इज ऑलरेडी नाउ डिप्लॉयड। तो हम यहाँ पे रिजल्ट एपीआई पे जाएंगे, तो ये यूआरएल पे अगर ओपन करेंगे तो इट्स टेक्निकली नॉट फाउंड हियर, बट हमें क्यूरी करनी होगी इस एपीआई के अंदर। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारा जो एपीआई है वो स्लैश prod में स्लैश रिजल्ट है, एक बार रन करते हैं तो मैसेज नॉट फाउंड। अब कुछ क्यूरी आपने एंटर ही नहीं की थी तो कैसे फाउंड होगा? तो हमें क्यूरी करनी है, तो आई एम डूइंग अ क्यूरी, मे बी नेम पास करते हैं, मे बी राहुल, राइट, और इसके मार्क्स पास करते हैं। तो मार्क्स जो थे राहुल के, मान लो 420 मार्क्स आए थे, एंटर। सो टेक्निकली इट इज नॉट डिप्लॉयड। एक बार इसको चेक करते हैं क्विकली, इसको रीलोड करते हैं पेज को। once we reload the page, API gateway has been added। तो अगर हम इसमें ट्रिगर चेक करेंगे तो ये URL पे ट्रिगर हो रहा है। सो मार्क्स और परसेंटेज, यहाँ पे हम prod पे slot slash result पे एक बार वापस क्यूरी करते हैं क्विकली. नेम is maybe Rahul, right? And marks is equal to maybe 420. Enter. See, ऑटोमेटिकली राहुल का परसेंटेज यहाँ पे पास हो गया है. तो राहुल का परसेंटेज 84 आ रहा है यहाँ पे, अगर 420 मार्क्स आ रहे हैं तो. अगर राहुल की जगह कोई पॉप आता है तो अपने मार्क्स एंटर करता है पॉप, तो पॉप विल से आई हैव अ पॉप यूजर, आई रिसीव maybe 300 marks. So tell me how many percentage I got. So they're telling me, sorry, marks, marks, s also be deleted. Enter. So pop बोले को अगर 300 marks मिल रहे हैं तो he got 60%. So this is like pop user created and pop user के पास pop L हो चुका है URL में, that is why it is giving me here L. तो ये automatically multiple parameters को हम पास कर रहे हैं lambda function में. These are called as creating a API with the help of parameters in our case. Right? One more thing, guys, you want to do. I want to create one more example of this. I want to pass it here. अब हम चाहते हैं कि हम API create करें जो हमें calculate करके दे. So same function, some one more example, something like this. I'm showing you here with the help of trigger. So they are called as trigger, guys. ये automatically trigger होगा जैसे ही कोई भी person इस URL पे आएगा. Where is the URL? This URL, and they pass some parameters, they get some slash student, तो automatically ये function हमारा lambda का function run हो रहा है. So very amazing. We don't have to run the lambda function again and again. अभी ये run नहीं हो रहा है, एक बार output दे दिया है इसलिए stop हो गया है. अगर आप इसको कोई 100 times इस function पे आएगा तो 100 times lambda का code हमारे लिए run होगा. And right now this code is simple, very simple. It is not running 100 times with us over here. Right? तो जितना हमारा run होगा उतना ही charge generate होगा for lambda and for other services over here. Right? One very interesting practical about lambda, just want to show you guys over here in this case. Right? तो lambda का एक very important part है, serverless architecture में हम use करते हैं इसको. Technically helps us to run the function we want to run it over there. Right? Maybe आप एक one more example, something happens, I want lambda to trigger. ट्रिगर इन द सेंस कि अगर कोई पर्सन आके कोई एग्जाम्पल कोई कुछ एक्टिविटी करता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल S3 बकेट के अंदर कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट को अपलोड करता है, तो लैम्बडा ऑटोमेटिकली एक फंक्शन रन हो जाए. और एक अनदर सर्विस होती है जिसका नाम होता है क्लाउड वॉच. क्लाउड वॉच में जाके वो लॉग्स को स्टोर करते हैं. राइट? समथिंग लाइक दिस आई वांट टू बिल्ड इट. इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट. मल्टीपल सर्विसेज इंटीग्रेशन आई एम डूइंग इट हियर. सो S3 का कोई बकेट है, अगर कोई भी पर्सन इसमें अपलोड करेगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमारा लैम्बडा फंक्शन रन होगा. राइट? और ये लैम्बडा फंक्शन क्या करेगा? लैम्बडा फंक्शन क्लाउड वॉच एक सर्विस है, इसमें जाके कुछ एक रिपोर्ट जनरेट कर देगा, एक लॉग स्टोर कर देगा फॉर अस. सो इफ यू रन वन टाइम, it will go and if you upload the image one time, it will go and upload it for once. If you upload it for 100 times, 100 images, this will store every time, they will store the code over there for us. So for this case, very interesting case, right? I just want to show you guys this practical over here, but after this we'll start with some GenAI service. But before this, let me quickly give you a brief overview about the CloudWatch as a service. So every service in the CloudWatch is technically, there's one more service. अगर आपका कोई EC2 instance running है तो आपको उसको monitor करना है. Monitor in the sense कि you want to see how many number of RAM you have, how many CPU you had with it over there, कितना spike आ रहा है, real time पे हमें graph चाहिए उसका. So for this case, we have one service called CloudWatch as a service available. So if you go and search it, CloudWatch as a service, this service is used for monitoring part. यानी किसी भी इवेंट को अगर कुछ हैपेंस होता है ऑन योर सिस्टम, तो इट विल गो एंड मॉनिटर एंटायर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. इनफैक्ट आप अगर कोई सीपीयू का यूटिलाइजेशन, आपका प्रोडक्शन सर्वर रन हो रहा है, उसका सीपीयू यूटिलाइजेशन 80% के अबव हो जाए, तो गो एंड सेंड सम अलार्म. Alarm will trigger and alarm will send this notification, maybe with SNS को trigger कर देगा, या फिर you guys can use many other tools available in the market. One of the tool called OpsGenie as a tool. So OpsGenie, they will go and use OpsGenie of one tool available in the market. They will go and show this alert over there. and this will maybe trigger it on the Slack also. So all my team members are well notified कि अगर कुछ हो रहा है, कुछ problem आ रही है, तो they quickly go and do it over there. So this one example, I don't want to use of this example here, just I've given you one random example so that in near future, whenever you guys work in the companies, can use multiple other tools. So all the services of AWS combined together, and then they give a better output to us over here. So सारी services को हम combine करते हैं, and they perform and serve a one single use case over here, right? So in this case, right now, first thing what I want to simply create a S3 bucket. तो हम चाहते हैं S3 बकेट के अंदर कुछ भी इवेंट होता है अगर, तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमारा जो कोड है वो जाके ट्रिगर कर दे क्लाउड वॉच को या किसी सर्विस को. तो इन दिस केस आई एम यूजिंग वन बकेट नेम, मे बी स्टूडेंट ट्रिगर, मे बी गिव मी अ नेम एज अ डेमो. सो अगर ये नेम स्पेस अवेलेबल है तो हम इसको एक्सेस कर पाएंगे. Versioning, I don't want to enable it. What is the use of versioning? You guys know it already. In the previous classes, we have seen it. So let me click. So they're telling me to acknowledge the permission. So I click the bucket here. Right. So bucket student trigger demo नाम से bucket available थी. तो ये available है हमारे पास. अब हम एक lambda function को create करते हैं. I'm opening this lambda into a new tab, and I'm creating one more function here. This function technically runs, I'm creating it from scratch. Maybe I'm giving this a name S3, maybe trigger, maybe demo, just a name I'm giving it here. And runtime, I'm selecting guys Python 3.13 only, right? 3.13 version of Python, I'm selecting it over here. Now I scroll down, I create a code. So entire code of the Lambda, I'm creating it over here. So inside this case. Right. Let me close it. Let me cross check the code. So entire code, whatever code is coming up, I'm just retrieving it here. So I'm just removing this part from here, and I'm running a for loop here. So for example, I'm running for all the records in the event of records in the bucket of S3 bucket. They automatically this code come up. So see all the entire S3 code they have given it over here to me. So entire code अगर कुछ भी होता है S3 के अंदर, so do one thing, bucket में जाके हमें यहाँ पे की प्रिंट नहीं करनी है, हमें इंस्टेड ऑफ की आई वांट टू प्रिंट अ फाइल. सो कोई भी इवेंट होता है फाइल के ऊपर, अगर कोई फाइल अपडेट होती है, कोई डॉक अपडेट होता है, सो नॉट इट्स नॉट कैपिटल, इट्स स्मॉल फाइल. सो मे बी इसको स्मॉल फाइल से एक फाइल बना देंगे, यहाँ पे ये की जगह पे हम फाइल कर देंगे. So this is my file and this file is getting stored. तो ऑब्जेक्ट में से हमें फाइल के ऑब्जेक्ट में से रिट्रीव करना है, की नहीं, यहाँ पे हमें फाइल रिट्रीव करना है. तो लेट मी रिमूव फाइल हियर, राइट. सो इन दिस केस या हो सकता है इस ऑब्जेक्ट का हमें की निकालना हो, इसका नेम एक्चुअली की इज टेक्निकली कॉल्ड एज नेम हियर. तो फाइल वेरिएबल में है तो इसका की हमें इसका नेम निकालना है कि इसका नेम क्या होगा इस पर्टिकुलर केस में. तो दिस बकेट दे विल गो एंड रिकॉर्ड S3 bucket में automatically they will capture the name, and from the name they will see the record. In this record if any object जिसका नाम है उस object का, जो भी object हमने upload किया है उसमें उसका name यहाँ पे retrieve करेगा और print कर देगा हमें bucket का नाम और file का नाम. Right, this is two things which I want to show us over here. Now after doing this they will simply upload some code here. What it will upload, it will tell JSON. Instead of JSON we can tell some single line code. So either you want JSON, it is okay, या फिर हम directly body में pass कर देंगे upload successful. Right, so this upload has been done successfully in this case. So एक just simple code हमने यहाँ पे create कर दिया है. अब इस code में हम trigger add कर रहे हैं. तो इन दिस ट्रिगर का मतलब ये होता है अगर कोई इवेंट हो तो क्या करना है, तो हम S3 का ट्रिगर ऐड कर रहे हैं S3. अब हम यहाँ पे बकेट मेंशन कर रहे हैं, ये बकेट पे अगर कोई भी पर्सन आता है तो हम यहाँ पे रिट्रीव करेंगे. ये ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट हो गया है ऑल ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट इवेंट. मतलब कोई भी पर्सन अगर इवेंट कोई भी इमेज को अपलोड करता है तो यहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली ये लैम्बडा फंक्शन ट्रिगर हो जाएगा हमारे केस में, right? So what this is what exactly the meaning of this particular code is all about. So in this case, if I upload this bucket from here, S3 bucket, हमने bucket का name mention कर दिया है यहाँ पे. I scroll it down, I have choose the bucket and I have selected the event here called all object over here. So I acknowledge. I don't want to this what this maybe not compulsory. So please acknowledge. They're telling me. Let me click on add. So they're telling me to acknowledge it. Acknowledged and click on add. सो ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे आफ्टर सम टाइम ट्रिगर ऐड हो गया है. S3 में जैसे ही कोड आएगा या ट्रिगर कर देगा हमारे इस पर्टिकुलर कोड को, राइट? इसको वेरीफाई करते हैं क्विकली. तो व्हाट हैपन, वी विल गो एंड अपलोड सम इमेज इन द बकेट. इस बकेट के अंदर कुछ अपलोड करते हैं हम लोग. सो आई वांट टू अपलोड, सो आई क्लिक ऑन अपलोड फंक्शन हियर. आई वांट टू ऐड अ फाइल, so maybe some file maybe in my desktop. So some file I am uploading, maybe some document, maybe this flag.html. So I save this file. ये फाइल है, इसको हम बस अपलोड कर रहे हैं. क्विकली अपलोड करते हैं यहाँ पे. तो जैसे ही अपलोड किया, राइट, ऑटोमेटिकली यू सी क्लाउड वॉच में जाके हम इसको देख सकते हैं. अगर हम यहाँ पे क्लाउड वॉच सर्च करें, क्लाउड वॉच, let me open it into new tab. CloudWatch. Inside CloudWatch, or there is an option here guys called logs. So inside logs, if I want to go inside logs, sorry, quickly scroll it down, log management. I am going into the log management. देखो ये हमारा हर एक फंक्शन का लॉग हो रहा है. देखो S3 trigger demo नाम से logs जनरेट हुआ है. So whatever activity we are doing it here, so S3 trigger demo, if we click on this and we see the log stream, see automatically you will see report यहाँ पे जनरेट हुई है, राइट? समवेयर और दी अदर यू विल सी यहाँ पे फाइल इस रिपोर्ट के अंदर. देखते हैं क्विकली. बिल्ड ड्यूरेशन बता रहा है यहाँ पे रन हुआ है. तो दिस वर्जन, दिस ARN हैज रन टाइम, दिस एंड समथिंग और दी अदर. अगर इसको रिफ्रेश करते हैं क्विकली, और ओल्डर इवेंट्स तो हमें मिल नहीं रहे हैं. नो न्यू इवेंट्स एट दिस मोमेंट, प्लीज रेज्यूम. रिट्राइंग, एक बार रिट्राई कर रहा है, कुछ न्यू इवेंट्स है क्या चेक करने के लिए. तो समवेयर और दी अदर यू विल फाइंड दिस फंक्शन रन ऑटोमेटिकली. अभी एक अपलोड किया है तो एक बार रन हुआ है. अब एक बार और अपलोड करोगे तो आप देखना यहाँ पे और एक ऐड हो जाएगा इस केस में. तो क्या कर रहा है, एवरी टाइम यू रन इट, some logs they are generating it inside it, maybe this index.html also. So if I quickly upload it, so we'll see in the cloud watch, refresh, report request ID, this is the request ID, billing duration this much, and request, start request somewhere latest. देखो ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे कुछ रिकॉर्ड्स ऐड हुए हैं. See right now when I was seeing the records, so this they are given, so there's some and request ID और ये जनरेट कर रहा है. तो कुछ रैंडम रिक्वेस्ट जनरेट कर रहा है हमारे केस में, इस केस में, राइट? सो यू सी मल्टीपल लॉग्स आर जनरेटिंग जैसे ही ये हो रहा है. और ये लॉग्स कौन जनरेट कर रहा है, लैम्बडा जनरेट कर रहा है. lambda function, our lambda function is generating this log using this code which we are running it here. तो जो भी है यहाँ पे मे बी कहीं ना कहीं बॉडी में अपलोड सक्सेसफुल आ रहा होगा. You can find it out inside it. It takes some time to display the log, but you can see here somewhere start request, latest version, start ID. This is the ID. Request somewhere or the other you will find inside the logs. If you search it, so many logs they are giving it, and the time is also UTC. So you can find it out. AP South 1 runtime ये run हुआ है quickly, right? तो ये ट्रिगर हो रहा है बार बार जब जब ये कोड सक्सेसफुली यहाँ पे रन होगा, right? This is one very event driven architecture. इसको बोला जाता है guys event driven architecture. It means if something happens, automatically कुछ ना कुछ आपका यहाँ पे स्टोर हो रहा है इस केस में. So these are called event driven architecture, and entire logs of the same are stored in your CloudWatch. Not just this, if you go to log management again, हर एक हम S3 trigger demo पे देखो यहाँ पे स्टोर हुआ है कुछ ना कुछ logs. Log की stream है where logs are getting stored, right? So all the stream you can go and check it the log. Somewhere they will tell runtime, this will run is running. Start हुआ था, इसका वर्जन ये है, इसका वर्जन ये है. ये लैम्बडा ने रन टाइम हुआ था स्टार्ट ऑटोमेटिकली, and can go and see it, राइट. अदरवाइज आपको अदर सर्विसेज का भी लॉग्स क्रिएट करने हैं तो यू कैन क्रिएट फॉर ऑल अदर सर्विसेज एज वेल. सो दिस आर्किटेक्चर मतलब जहां पे अगर कुछ इवेंट हैपन हो रहा है, इफ सम इवेंट इज हैपनिंग and automatically your code is running, these are called as event. This kind of architecture is technically called event driven architecture. And nowadays event driven architecture is very very widely used, guys, because most of the time, for example hotstar की बात करते हैं तो hotstar में for example at the starting of the match there are very limited members available over there, very very limited members, right? But after some time जैसे ही मैच स्टार्ट होता है या सुपर ओवर होता है तो all of a sudden spike होता है वहां पे, a great spike into it. So if something maximum clients started coming up, we want automatically our entire infrastructure should go and launch tons of other things. So for this, again, it's a part of DevOps and other tools and technologies. But this is one very little basic, very basic example of event driven architecture over here. Right, but this kind of architecture we mostly generally see in, for this you guys need to have multiple tons of knowledge. For example, if you have a knowledge of MERN stack, and if you have a knowledge of DevOps, and if you have a knowledge of, maybe I'm not talking cloud, I'm talking about multi-cloud. So if you have a knowledge of multi-cloud, which means AWS cloud, Azure cloud, all those different clouds, so at this particular time you guys can go and build a real kind of architecture. And guys, trust me, this is what exactly is right now going into the market. अगर कुछ इवेंट होता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लॉन्च होना चाहिए. And guys, trust me, the tools and technologies is very, very simple and very interesting. And actually, you don't need to write any code also over there, just a simple basic code of Python. And an entire architecture, you guys can go and build it over here. Right. So again, multiple tools and technologies you need to understand over here. But for this, I highly recommend you guys to become a part of Earth for pursuing engineering students, where multiple, it's actually a school of technologies, where multiple tools and technologies we integrate all together. So talking about all the technologies like MERN stack, web development, if you know it, just machine learning. I'm just not talking about machine learning just as a simple data science or machine learning. Inside machine learning, we had computer vision. Inside this, we have CNN, neural network. All the understand neural network, we have CNN, we have RNN, tons of other things. And we have NLPs, like the way Alexas are built. We go and build somewhat kind of architecture so that machine learning, your Python program or any other program you run it, they understand what exactly humans are saying it, right? So not just supervised unsupervised learning, it's like pure hands-on requirement, even though reinforcement learning also as well. So all those tools and technologies we added inside it, inside the school of technology. That's a MERN, this is just come, we have written it inside machine learning and data science. Apart from this, we have containerization as a platform as well, where we go and learn Docker, we run Kubernetes, even though Podman we learn it. So multiple containerization tools are added over there. Apart from this, we have a complete DevOps as well, a part of this program, which has all the tools and technologies of the DevOps, talking about Kubernetes, talking about Jenkins, Terraform, Ansible, Prometheus, and Grafana, right? So Git and GitHub, right? All the tools and technologies are added inside. So it's a group of technologies. It's a school of technologies which has around 13 plus major, 10 to 13 plus major technologies I'm talking about, guys. It's just like a 15 to 20 job profiles you guys can apply it on together. And this is, trust me guys, if you go for this entire process, the entire part you see it over there. For example, you know, from writing the code to deploying it, right? You know, from writing the code to building the machine learning model, to training the model, to deploying the model, and deploying it in such a way that your website never ever goes down. These are all the entire part of DevOps and generally used in the industry a lot over there, right? So every companies are right now moving towards the event driven architecture and the DevOps part over here. So again, not just these things, we have around cloud computing also, all the cloud like major clouds, Azure, GCP, AWS, all this cloud computing infrastructures we have. And guys, this is not just a basic training; it's a global certification training. So if you know Ansible, we have a Red Hat has the examination of it, RS-294. So we are preparing for you guys at that level, so that you go in the near future can go for the global examination as well, right? Apart from this, we have MySQL, NoSQL, MongoDB, and again the DSA part, the entire DSA and competitive programming is already there over here. And guys, I highly recommend to everyone. I'd like to invite everyone to be a part of this program. Even though I have learned multiple, when I was a student of this particular program, and that is the case. I can work upon n number of technologies over here in this industry, right? So very interesting part, databases, data science, or in and around, guys, at least 1200 hours of training they have it, right? And this duration is 10 months, so it is only and only available for pursuing engineering students. It's not available for the working professionals. And guys, we are offering a scholarships right now, so I highly recommend please go and apply for it over here, right? So again, you can see the past learners, all the companies, Fortune 500 big companies, you name it, and we have the employees over there, right? So this is a QR code. You guys can quickly go and fill the form. This form will be available for the today. Actually, is the last day for applying for the scholarship, and then this form will not be available. So you guys can go and apply it. Even though in the industries, guys, if you go, they charge you nothing like crazy, and we are offering it at just very reasonable price, and although we are giving it scholarship as well over here. So quickly go and apply for this training, and I would love to see everyone over there for the earth program, right? So just waiting here for 1 minute so you guys can quickly scan it and can apply, then fill the form over there. Even though, guys, my team is just sharing you this form link, direct link, so you guys can click on the link and can be a part of it. After this, we are going to see about the one of the service of AWS, which is technically called as Bedrock as a service. Very interesting service, guys, and we use it for Gen AI, and every companies are using this service. So after this, we are going to start with Gen AI service, and everybody knows, guys, like Gen AI is just not growing like crazy in the market. So for this, we're starting it. Just be there. It's a generative AI service, and we use this service technically for having tons of other things inside the world of Gen AI, right? So entire LLM model, we can run it inside the AWS cloud, and AWS has also added tons of other things inside it over here, right? So this is quickly, you guys can go and apply it. So any form is available in the chat box. You guys can go and apply it. Nishantha, you can apply the form. Our team will help you with all the aspects over there. It's very nominal. Uh, Not more than if you like your pocket money. It's more than your pocket money. It's very little. नो नो सौरभ, अभी तो हम बेडरॉक को देखेंगे, जनरेटिव एआई सर्विस. We'll see it here now. No, Gunjan, अभी हमने just start किया. We are continuing with this session. We'll need more 15-20 minutes more. Nothing big deal. After this, we'll see one service, guys, of generative AI, very demanding in the market, called Bedrock as a service. Guys, this is the QR code for the Earth. If you guys want to quickly apply for it, you guys can quickly apply for the Earth program over here. Guys, again, we will be closing this form, so it will not be available for later on. This is your last chance to be, if you want to become a part of Earth 7.0, then just quickly fill the form and be a part of it. Okay. So my team will connect you and they will help you with the entire process. And again, this contains a lot more technical job roles, guys. I'm talking about these all job roles are, guys, core technical job roles. It's not just like a simple job role of support. These are like DevOps engineer, cloud engineers, SD, SRE, DevSecOps, cloud engineer, software engineer, software associate, framework, tons of other job roles we have. You guys can apply it. Even though our team also provide the placement assistance and support with some many of the hiring partners we have with us. We have many hiring partners, startups, and MNCs companies associated with us. They guys can get benefit from there as well, right? So from our hiring partners, we have a specific platform called Init as a platform, which helps especially specifically designed for the Earth students only. So this we have a dedicated placement cell associated with it. So they will look into your progress, and every month they offer you some different job roles coming in some multiple companies. So it will be, again, it's not an open market job. It will be exclusively hiring from us, from our hiring partners. Okay. So again, tons of companies, you name the company and we have some student. And guys, this is the reason why Earth 7.0 students just go and work like crazy in the industry. And I've also seen many of the time that the students who have completed this program successfully, they are getting a highest packages in their college. They are getting the highest packages in their family. This is the program which, because they learn multiple technologies, right? So integrating those technologies become piece of cake for them, and become, you will technically become non-negotiable. When you go in the industry, you can charge n number of amount to the company, and they will always give you a better priority if you have a knowledge of multiple different domains. And as all the services are already interlinked with each other, so if you know now, right now, right from the development perspective to the deployment part, right, is in बीच में पूरा process interlinked है. For example, developer code GitHub पे push करता है, and from the GitHub this will code and go to DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer will set up their environment. Again, ML, if they have a machine learning code, so instead of this, they will give a machine learning model to the developer will push it into the GitHub. So deploying machine learning model, training the model, to deploying the websites, web app, building the websites, and to deploying it in such a way your website never goes down till the reaching the client. It complete the entire life cycle of the product from end to end, from building it to deploying it. We cover and we see only in this program. And guys, the admissions for this program are only available. Scholarship for this program is available till today. Later on, we might not be able to have it. We are doing it for very, very limited seats over there. It's 100% online program. So your college will not hamper. In the morning hours, you can attend your college, and every day we have a session of it from around 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. 8:30 9 p.m. we have a session, one or two session depending upon it. So we have one session, one or two session daily in the evening hours for 1.5 hours, and maybe Sunday we have a little bit 2 3 to 4 hours, 2 2 3 hour sessions, I think. So it's a complete pack of learning, and we have ops, we have Diwali break, we have tons of other things also into it. So it's a cool of technologies where you learn the entire technologies over there, right? So this is one very, very interesting part. Just want to share with you guys. So one last chance. This QR code is still available. You guys, in case if you have not applied for it, just quickly go and apply for the scholarship over there. Okay. Now, moving toward the next part, guys. After this, just we'll be starting with the Bedrock service in a minute. In case if you have not applied it, quickly go and apply for the part over here. Okay, so guys, let's continue with the next part. So one service which is technically in the world of cloud, the service is of Gen AI service, right? So technically what happens, guys, if you talk about the machine learning models, so in the machine learning model, the biggest challenge we need is, guys, if we have many of the model, maybe open source model or maybe some companies model, technically we try to run those models. For example, if we see the example of Gen AI as a service, so in the world of cloud, there are not in the world of cloud, in the world of Gen AI, we have so many different services, so many different models available, right? So what AWS has done it, they have clubbed together all those particular models available in the market. In fact, you can load some models from Hugging Face as well over here. For example, there is one service of generative AI called Bedrock as a service. Bedrock as a service. So if you search for Bedrock, you will see this is how the AWS Bedrock look like, and their console has recently been updated. On almost all the models, you can go and use it. So if you see the catalog here, so जितने भी generative AI services के models है, चाहे DeepSeek के हो, Grok के हो, चाहे Google के हो, all the models, see, Gemma 3 is available. If you talk about DeepSeek model or entropic models, you will find Sonnet 5 is also available. So guys can go and use this particular models. So entropic requires first time customer to submit a use case. So either you can submit your use case details. Maybe I'm entering my company name as LW, your company website, what industry you are into it. Maybe I'm giving it over here. So internal use, external use, and can submit your use case. For example, I am applying it here from one of our websites. So one URL actually they're asking me. So I'll add this URL, summerinternship.in. So this is one of the website which I want to apply for, just a website URL, and it is education. It is for internal purpose. I want to submit a use case, right? Please describe it. I am using this for teaching the students about Bedrock as a service, right? I'm submitting my use case. They technically take some time to do it. So again, this submit has been applied, and after some time, technically इसका pricing हम check कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. And if I try to open it in the playground, so technically guys, Cloudy Sonnet 5, this model is paid on the internet. अगर आप जाओगे क्लाउडी की वेबसाइट पे एंड यू विल सर्च इट हियर. So about cloudy, if you search it something, you guys already know, guys, I don't want to go in that part now, but यहाँ पे so many models available. Not just model, guys, we can write a code also of Python. I told you Python has a use case for everything here, राइट? चाहे जेनएआई हो, चाहे मशीन लर्निंग हो, वेब डेवलपमेंट हो, डेवॉप्स हो, you can use Python everywhere in the world. This is Sonnet 5 model which we are using it here. This is a paid model, but we can use it for some time for just some use case I have submitted, and from there we can use it. Even though tons of other thing we can do it, I don't want to go and use Cloudy. इसका pricing देखेंगे तो they also charge some input layer, output layer, they give us latency also, they have it. So we can use tons of other stuff over here inside it. So Cloudy Sonnet 5, even though entropic model pay, they ask you to purchase premium, but you can use this model absolutely till the time your AWS account has a free credit. So in using a free credit, we can use it over here, right? So technically this service of AWS, which is called as AWS Bedrock, this service provide us a interface. AWS technically Bedrock as a service, AWS Bedrock. So all the AI, so many AI models available from so many companies, they provide us the access of the AI model using API. Even though, guys, running this big model, if you see, there might be some video generation models, some content generation models, some text generation models. So if you talk about some models, they require GPU. You need GPU to run it. So you have to forget about running those models. राइट, इफ यू नो अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर जेनएआई पार्ट, हमें इसका टेंशन नहीं लेनी है कि जीपीयू से मॉडल को, जीपीयू की रिक्वायरमेंट हमें चाहिए. ये पार्ट एडब्ल्यूएस हैंडल करेगा. इट इज अ सर्वरलेस सर्विस. सो एडब्ल्यूएस इसको प्रॉपर्ली हैंडल करेगा. AWS will give us the entire output, entire terminal, जहां से हम इसको simply chat कर सकते हैं, right? So I'm just telling here something, even though it is working, just to show you. Hi, how are you? Give me reply in 2 line. So I click on run. So it started running. So access denied. Actually, this is not accessible for the free tier account. But if you go and use one of the model available here by Google, technically, let me go and search for model access. I can see the model catalog. One of the model by Google is technically, sorry, some model from Amazon. Let me see it. They might give some access here. So there's so many models here, right? Out of this, which model do you want it? Do you want AWS Lite model? So there is one model called Lite, Nova Lite. So I'll search here Lite. So Nova Lite. This is one text generation model. I want to use this. It's a serverless cross-region interface. This is good in chatting, optimizing mathematical tasks, question answers. Even though if you know RAG in GenAI, it is very good model for RAG as well, right? So retrieval augmented generation. this question has a great use case. Video to text, text to text, image to text, all the things you can go and use it over here. So इसका pricing भी आप check कर सकते हो. They charge you some token wise. So if I scroll down and see the view model pricing, they are opening the pricing of this particular model. How they charge it? तो यहाँ पे this is this much input million tokens, 1 million tokens. They are charging it over here, right? So I don't want to go and see invest much time here. I want to quickly click on play in the program. So I'm asking create a poem on India, like uh, like just create a poem on India. So you can see in the land of wind where ancient river flows, so fast it is. One single click, entire output given. No light, little bit kind of a smaller model, but still it is very, very, very amazing, right? Even though there is one more model of Amazon called Titan. So if I go and check the model access and model catalog, if I search for Amazon, there is one model called Titan. Titan multilingual, something like this. Titan, if I search it quickly, let me see how many models of Titan version they have it. So two model, text embedding model and multilingual model. So if I click on text embedding model, so they require some access. They cannot be uh, enabled in the free tier account. I don't want to use this model. Let me go and use the same model which we are no light. So no light, no light. If I search it quickly, so no light model is used. So where it is? So it's sorry, let me Nova Light, Nova, Nova Light, LITE. If I search it, it will come up here. There's so many models available. You guys can quickly click and open in the playground. So in your playground, from here we can do tons of other things, but I don't want to go and do it from here. Instead, what I don't want it to be running in my system here. I want it to be running technically on the top of AWS cloud. So one of the way हम इसको generally graphically use कर सकते हैं. Another way to use it, guys, is with the help of code. So we can use one code also here, where, for example, I am creating a Gen AI code, which will go and generate this content for me over there, right? So in this code, either we run this code in our system. From there, we use AWS configure and tell it to run it. There's one more service available in the cloud. It's called as Cloud Shell. So if we can search for Cloud Shell here, Cloud Shell quickly, SHELL Cloud Shell. This is a browser-based CLI for all the AWS services. So what I'm doing, I'm searching here AWS services. And in this service, they're technically giving me some storage and server over here. I'm creating one file in my system here. So let me scroll it little bit so that guys can do it. So ये service हमें CLI provide करती है. सारे services को हम CLI के through integrate कर सकते हैं इससे. So in this code, I'm creating one code here. So ls, nothing is created. Let me use touch command and let me create one code here called app.py. Enter. So ls touch.py. So these are Linux command which I'm using it. ls for listing it, touch command for creating a file. And I want to edit this file, I can use a VI editor. So I'm telling VI, I want to open this file called app.py. And in this, I'm writing a code. So first thing I want to import here is Boto3 library, right? Second thing I want to import here is JSON library, right? One more thing, instead of writing directly code here, I'll first write inside my Jupyter notebook because indentation might be a challenge. So I'll write the code over here, import Boto3, and I want to import JSON also over here. Imported both the libraries, and I'm creating one variable here called bedrock as a variable. Just a name of the variable, nothing big deal. And I'm telling here Boto3, Boto3 client. I want Boto3 dot client, dot client. I want to use the bedrock services. So technically bedrock runtime इसको बोला जाता है. I want to use a bedrock runtime over here. So bedrock पे जो भी runtime available है उसको हमें use करना है. Which region? So I'm telling the region name, region underscore name is the variable. So by chance I have used the bedrock service here in my AP South 1. So I'm using the same region here. So I'm telling region is AP South 1. In this region, I want to run it. So right now I'm not running this code. I'm just entering it over here. And now I'm passing my prompt. तो हम कोड के थ्रू प्रॉम्प्ट पास कर रहे हैं और जनरेट कर रहे हैं कंटेंट को AWS Bedrock के मॉडल्स के थ्रू. So this is just my prompt. I'm passing my better prompt here. Maybe input text. Maybe input text is this one. So what is, for example, what is serverless in cloud computing? Just I'm searching this part here in my code. So what is the meaning of serverless in the world of cloud computing? I just I'm asking it here, nothing big deal. ये हम prompt दे रहे हैं हमारे model को. So in this model, I'm also telling one more thing. Do one thing. Whatever response जो भी model respond करेगा, उसको हम response नाम के variable में store कर देंगे. RESPONSE response नाम का model. Inside this, I'm telling Bedrock. Do one thing. There is one more option called invoke underscore model, right? And here I'm going to pass the model details. कौन सा मॉडल आप यूज करने वाले हैं? तो in this case on the AWS Bedrock, कहाँ गया हमारा Bedrock? There's somewhere here million tokens and here it is Cloud Shell. Okay, it's not running. So let me go and search for Bedrock here quickly. AWS Bedrock. And inside this I'm searching for model access, model catalog, and here हम लोग Novo Light use कर रहे थे. So I'm finding a model maybe called as Light, Nova Light. So click on this. They give you the model name. So I want to use a Novo Light model. इसका usage में जाओगे तो भी आप यहाँ से model का नाम copy कर सकते हो. So many options to give it. So इसका I think model ID is this one. I'm copying the model ID from here. So I'm passing my model ID in this case. So I'm telling here model ID is this one, just which I passed it here. So वहां से कॉपी किया मॉडल का आईडी और हम यहाँ पे रिट्रीव कर रहे हैं. और जो भी आउटपुट हमें रिट्रीव करना है वो बॉडी में हमें आउटपुट आएगा, तो हम जेसन फॉर्मेट में उसको डंप कर देंगे. तो डम्प्स नाम का एक फंक्शन होता है जेसन में, हम इसको प्रॉम्प्ट को डंप कर देंगे इस पर्टिकुलर आउटपुट को. तो अभी जो भी रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट होगा ये रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट करेगा. और आफ्टरवर्ड्स रिजल्ट नाम से एक वेरिएबल बना देते हैं, RESULT रिजल्ट. एंड आई एम टेलिंग हियर इनसाइड द रिजल्ट जो भी जेसन है उसको लोड करना है. लोड्स नाम का फंक्शन होता है लोड्स. हमें क्या लोड करना है? रिस्पॉन्स में एक वैल्यू होगी बॉडी के अंदर, क्योंकि बॉडी में हमने जेसन को डंप किया था, तो इस बॉडी को हम यहाँ पे पास करेंगे. जेसन के अंदर एक वेरिएबल है बॉडी नाम से, उसको हमें रीड करना है. तो देयर इज अ फंक्शन कॉल्ड रीड फंक्शन. रीड फंक्शन ये क्या करेगा? ये रीड करेगा पूरी वैल्यूज को, रिजल्ट के वेरिएबल में स्टोर कर देगा हमारे केस में, और हम इसको प्रिंट कर देंगे रिजल्ट को. सो आई वांट टू प्रिंट रिजल्ट, और रिजल्ट के अंदर आई एम टेलिंग हियर इनसाइड रिजल्ट देयर इज अ ऑप्शन कॉल्ड रिजल्ट्स, RESULTS रिजल्ट्स. इसमें जो भी प्रेजेंट है इसके इंडेक्स नंबर 0 पे वो हमें एज इट इज प्रिंट करके दे दो, और इसके बाद हमें जो भी आउटपुट का टेक्स्ट है तो वो हमें रिट्रीव कर दो. OUTPUT output TEXT text. There's nothing big deal. If you know GenAI code little bit, it is perfectly fine. Just quickly copying this code here. इसको हम even in fact merge कर लेते हैं दोनों cells को. So both the cells I am merging it here. So just selected this cell and let me merge. So not able to select it. Let me copy it from here. So import JSON. Control X, copied, pasted here. Copying this entire block of code, and this block of code I'm passing it in my terminal. Where is my Cloud Shell? One second. Where is my Cloud Shell? There it is. So in this case, I'm pasting the entire code here. Right. So this is maximize. If I right click and paste it, they're asking me, do you want to paste this code? I said yes. Sorry. By chance I click on cancel. I said paste. So automatically यहाँ पे पूरा कोड यहाँ पे पेस्ट हो चुका है, जैसे हमने पेस्ट किया है इस कोड को. So whatever output we had, it will automatically go and print it. So if I quickly escape colon WQ, now I'll tell I want to run this code here. To run this code, I'll tell Python 3, I want to run the app.py code. Enter. So what happened? It will go to Bedrock and see they're giving some error here. Technically, this error means client में कुछ इसमें return में error है, bedrock runtime region underscore name, या हो सकता है कुछ और रीजन हो, तो हम इसका एक बार क्विकली चेक कर लेते हैं. रीजन नेम इन AWS Bedrock API code. So model supported AWS region Bedrock. So they'll find some code here, nothing big deal written in the documentation. So maybe just a simple code. Otherwise, I'll take a help of GenAI only to fix the code. If there is any error inside the code, I'll ask them to fix it. Otherwise, this is unknown server error, Bedrock runtime. Maybe services का name change हो गया है. That's what they're telling me over here in this case. So यहाँ पे हो सकता है कुछ और new name हो चुका होगा. I can check the recent documentation, or else I can quickly cat my app.py file. So what I'm doing, I'm just to make it a little bit quicker. You guys can copy this entire code from here and click on copy, and let me give to Google and tell quickly fix it. So it will fix it, nothing big deal. In this older code, there was something else. अभी latest update आया है, new watch है, your smalling typing mistake in your code. So bedrock hyphen runtime है, हमने bedrock का spelling गलत दे दिया था शायद. Right? So this is what spelling mistake, nothing big deal. I think everything is fine. So copy this code quickly, or let me copy it into my notepad, and let me remove the unnecessary part from here. So just a big deal, just in हमने यहाँ पे bedrock runtime का spelling गलत कर दिया था, runtime कर दिया था हमने. So this is one mistake, and invoke URL का हमने spelling गलत दे दिया था. So parenthesis यहाँ भूल गए थे और print कर रहे थे हम result को. So just quickly they will print it over here. Nothing big deal. Our code is also correct, but typing mistake थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे हमने कर दिया था. तो इस कोड को रन टाइम में कहीं तो हमने यहाँ गड़बड़ की थी, तो हम इसको याद चाहो तो इन्वोक ई होता है, इन्वोक मॉडल. So typing mistake, I will type it, try it, can work it fine. But I want to invest much time. Just quickly इस कोड को अपडेट कर देते हैं app.py फाइल को. तो Vim editor I am using it and it has some different shortcut. अगर आपको इसमें insert करना है तो you have to press I key for the insert mode, and if you want to remove everything you have to press escape colon %d. It will remove entire code inside your file. I am pasting a new code. I said paste it over here. That's it. Save it quickly. Escape colon WQ. You see this code here on the left bottom corner. These are the shortcuts of Vim. Now if I try to run it, you will see Boto 3. Sorry, we forgot to write import. Import में हमने यहाँ पे गलत कर दिया है. Import Boto 3. So sometime this shell gives the error. Insert mode in Boto 3, escape colon WQ. Try to run it. See, API call operation name, just give me 1 minute. Validation expected. So actually it is required validation from our side. ये मॉडल के अंदर हमें वैलिडेशन करना होगा, अदरवाइज इट विल नॉट वर्क इट. सो टेक्निकली दे आर टेलिंग मी इसके लिए हमें पेड अकाउंट चाहिए होगा. फ्री टियर अकाउंट वी कैन नॉट डू दिस ओवर हियर. अदरवाइज यहाँ पे आप प्लेग्राउंड में जाके यूज कर सकते हो. एपीआई कॉल के लिए यू रिक्वायर सम एक्स्ट्रा कोटास, तो आप अपने कोटास चेक कर सकते हो मॉडल के, and here there are some free quotas remaining. So Cloudy ke so many models, 400k, 10k free quota available. You guys can go and apply it over there. Right. Apart from this, let me cross check one more time. What is the exact error they're telling me? Just give me 1 second. Let me read the lines. Just said, I think that this actually required validation. So I think guys, technically this is not Okay, so guys, I think technically we had some technical error here, so we are back. So technically we created some code here in this. So इस code में we want to quickly make some changes. So what happened, जब आप AWS Nova का model use कर रहे हो, you have to run it inside the US region. So Mumbai region में इसका access available नहीं है. Mumbai region, they don't give the access of this particular model. So instead of this, I am telling here I want to make some changes inside the code. So there's a Bedrock client. I'm telling Bedrock client I want a Bedrock runtime. So there's spelling error, runtime is the correct word. We have typing mistake. And the region I wanted is US East 1. So I'm changing it here. US, maybe East hyphen 1. So in the US East 1, I wanted to give it over here. And what output, what region you wanted, you can technically mention it over here. So region name, I'm giving it, that is US East 1. Boto 3 client, this is what exactly they wanted to run it over here. Now in this case, the Nova model guys technically don't require the prompt in this way. Instead of this, we have to give a Nova model a prompt called in the keyword called messages, MESSAGES. So inside messages, we have to pass it as a role. So those who know the prompt engineering, as a role, I am passing it over here. So role of prompt. So I'm technically quick saving it here. This is user, right? So might be some syntax error or something. We can fix it quickly. Nothing big deal. So I'm telling here the context, whatever the content I have it here. So my content, what I want it to generate it. So inside this, we have to pass it as a dictionary. So my content, maybe I'm passing a text here. So let me remove this part. I'm passing a text here. And this text again will be what is serverless in cloud computing. This is my prompt, guys. Right, just a string we are passing it here, and after this pass it, this entire string being converted, and this bedrock, there is a invoke, spelling is mistake, invoke underscore model. This will help us to generate the entire part of the model. So this is again running in US, so we have to use US dot inside it over there, and I'm dumping. So there is a dumps option, they will dump the entire prompt inside it, and this result, whatever is being generated, I'm reading this particular result, and I'm printing the output of it over there, right? So in this case, they will not be results variable. Technically they will go and update maybe output variable, out outputs. I'll tell inside the outputs there is one more variable जिसका नाम होता है message. ये इस वेरिएबल में जब आप जनरेट करते हो कंटेंट, अदरवाइज आप चाहो तो डायरेक्टली रिजल्ट को भी प्रिंट कर दो. इट्स जस्ट लाइक जेसन वैल्यू आई एम पासिंग हियर. लेट मी प्रिंट द एग्जैक्ट रिजल्ट ओनली, नथिंग बिग डील. इसको हम कॉपी करते हैं, और हो सकता है हमने कोई सिंटेक्स एरर कर दिया है, कर्ली ब्रैकेट क्लोज करना, तो हम क्विकली इसको जेमिनाई को देके फिक्स कर लेंगे. तो लेट मी क्विकली आस्क जेमिनाई टू फिक्स इट so that it can save our time here. So I want you to fix the code. I want you to fix the typing mistake in code. So just I'm pasting the code, they will go and fix the typing mistake here. So if he is the corrected code, so कहीं ना कहीं हमने I definitely remember अब कि यहाँ पे हमने एक्स्ट्रा कर्ली ब्रैकेट या एक्स्ट्रा स्क्वायर दे दिया होगा, तो इसने कुछ प्रॉपर्ली अरेंज भी करके दे दिया है कोड को. तो इस कोड को एक बार कॉपी करते हैं यहाँ से, और इस कोड को हमें क्लाउड शेल में यूएस ईस्ट 1 रीजन में रन कर रहे हैं, विच इज नॉर्थ वर्जीनिया हियर, US East 1. So that's what also is written guys inside my code here. See this code I've pasted here, US East 1. So इस कोड को हम हमारे app dot में भी जो ओल्डर फाइल है उसको हम डिलीट कर देंगे, app.py, remove. Now what I want, there is no file called app.py. I'm creating a new file, app.py. Enter, and I'm pasting insert mode and right click, paste here. So asking me, do you want to paste the code? I said yes. So I pasted the entire code. they will be again returning us in the form of JSON. तो हम इसको रन कर सकते हैं Python app.py. So what is happening? This code is running and they will return us the output in the form of JSON. ये देखो, a serverless architecture is this. I can again update this code. इसको हम quickly यहाँ पे देखते हैं output के अंदर. यहाँ पे एक वेरिएबल है जिसका नाम है आउटपुट, तो इसको हम क्विकली कोड को कॉपी करते हैं, हमारे जुपिटर नोटबुक में रन करते हैं, यहाँ पे पेस्ट कर देते हैं बिलो सेल में. सो आई एम पेस्टिंग इट हियर इन दिस एंटायर सेल. सो देयर इज वन, इंस्टेड ऑफ रिजल्ट आई वांट कि रिजल्ट के अंदर एक वैल्यू है जिसका नाम है आउटपुट. ये हमें बेडरॉक के क्लाउड शेल के आउटपुट से मिला है, इसको हम बाहर यहाँ ले आते हैं. तो आई एम सेइंग हियर आउटपुट नाम का एक वेरिएबल है, उसमें से वैल्यू को रिट्रीव करना है, वेरिएबल का नाम पाकर. अब आउटपुट के अंदर एक और वेरिएबल है जिसका नाम है मैसेज, तो इसमें से इसके अंदर एक और वैल्यू है जिसका नाम है मैसेज. सो अ सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास इज आल्सो फाइन, वी कैन पास इट इन सिंगल और डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास, योर चॉइस. सो मैसेज को हमें रिट्रीव करना है. अब मैसेज के अंदर सो मेनी एट्रीब्यूट्स है, देयर इज वन मोर एट्रीब्यूट कॉल्ड कंटेंट. सो इनसाइड द कंटेंट at the position number 0 whatever value is present, उस पोजीशन नंबर 0 के टेक्स्ट को हमें रिट्रीव करना है. So there is an option here called text in this case, right? So if I copy this, instead of retrieving the entire output in this form, they will go and give us in the form of JSON here. ये हम इसको ओपन करते हैं क्विकली app.py को, and I remove this entire code, escape colon %d. तो sorry, escape colon %d and enter, and I pasted this entire code again here. So अब क्या होगा, पूरा जेसन आउटपुट के देने से नहीं मिलेगा, सिर्फ हमें आउटपुट मिलेगा जो हम टाइप कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. इनफैक्ट आप इस टेक्स्ट को इनपुट फंक्शन से इनपुट भी ले सकते हो. सो कैन हैपन, ये रन हो रहा है AWS बेडरॉक में, और AWS बेडरॉक में एक मॉडल है नोवा लाइट करके, वो हमें ये रिप्लाई कर रहा है. सो अगेन इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ प्योर जेन एआई पार्ट गाइस ओवर हियर, pure Gen AI part. So right now what is happening, this code is not running in my server, this is running in the AWS server, maybe in the US part. So in this code, this entire code which I copied here, let me cat it quickly, which I pasted in this file app.py file, ये US East region में जा रहा है, and your NOAA model guys technically require this in the this particular format. This again, if you know prompt engineering, it is perfectly fine. बट आप यहाँ पे अगर प्रॉम्प्ट को चेंज करना चाहते हो, आप कुछ और आउटपुट देना चाहते हो, तो यू कैन चेंज द टेक्स्ट हियर. सो आई एम जस्ट चेंजिंग द टेक्स्ट. सो लेट मी रिमूव द कमेंट्स, नथिंग बिग डील. तो अब इसको हम यहाँ से चेंज करते हैं. सो इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट, टेक्स्ट इज व्हाट इज सर्वरलेस. इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस आई एम चेंजिंग insert mode. I'm telling here create a poem on serverless in cloud computing. I'm telling here just the model prompt, I change it, quickly saved it, and let me run it again. So what will happen, आप input function से input भी ले सकते हो, whatever input you wanted. So your own custom model. So in the realm of cloud where dreams are spun, so this is a kind of a poem they have created on serverless computing. इट इज नॉट अ फिक्स्ड ऑप्शन, आप चाहो तो जो भी ऑप्शन आपको देना है, जो भी प्रॉम्प्ट आपको देना है, आप वो प्रॉम्प्ट वहां पे दे सकते हो. ओके, सो दिस इज इट गाइस फ्रॉम माय साइड इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ AWS cloud and Python here today. So any questions? Live chat is live now, so you guys can ask me in the chat box any questions over here. And guys, I am repeating it again and again. My team is just informing me that your attendance will not be marked inside the live chat. Okay, so make sure you go and comment it, whatever is your learning, whatever you learn it over there. So entire code of this will again I'll push it on my GitHub. You guys can get it from there, right? So this one code, I'm removing it from here and I'll save it. This part we uploaded today, and some tons of other services we have seen it. So it's available on my GitHub. So guys can go and get it from my GitHub, right? Any questions? Anybody else has it? Guys, your live chat is live now. Quickly ask me in the chat box over here. And one more time, the live, the last for this scholarship last day for Earth scholarship is here. You guys can go and apply in this QR code and can get the scholarship of Earth. Again, all these technologies we teach it in very depth. Gen AI, agentic AI, and all those technologies we cover it a lot inside the Earth as a school of technology. Okay, so any questions? Anything you have? Live chat is live now. भवनीत सिंह अभी लाइव चैट पे नहीं आंसर करना है स्ट्रीम एंड होने के बाद आपको इसका फॉर्म आपको कमेंट में अपडेट करना है एंड देन द यू हैव अ QR code of form where your attendance can be marked and it is already applied in your WhatsApp group description. So check your WhatsApp group description. There you get a link of the form and mark your attendance over there. Anything anybody has to ask can ask me in the live chat. I'm checking it live. Day 9, amazing, nice session. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, this is very just like we have just started like in the Gen AI part. But if you are a part of a Earth student or Earth 7.0, guys, tons of things we have it over there. Nihal, I'll ask my team. They will give you the access to edit it also over there. No worries. Thank you so much, Umesh. Guys, any technical question, please ask me in the chat box here. Thank you so much, Neha, for your valuable words. शशांक बिकॉज AWS आपको फ्री टियर अकाउंट में कुछ लिमिटेड क्रेडिट देता है आप एंटरप्राइज अकाउंट बना लीजिए तो अगेन दे विल जनरेट अ बिल बट वो बिल आप पे नहीं भी करें तो इट्स ओके इट विल जस्ट रिक्वायर न्यू मेल आईडी इन योर केस यस कृतिका मेक श्योर आपको जो भी कंफ्यूजन है यू कैन वॉच इट अगेन एंड कैन कम बैक विद द सेम क्यूरी टुमारो सेशन एज वेल शशांक AWS के साइट से प्रॉब्लम है तो आपको अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड करने होंगे वहाँ पे documents kind of your live electric bill or some address proof you have to provide it over there. Thank you Rao Sahib for your valuable words here. So guys, that's it from my side guys. Thank you guys everyone for your valuable words. So that's it guys from my side for the day. See you guys in the next session tomorrow and bye, take care and good day everyone guys. See you tomorrow.